All right, today we're going to talk about classifying data. And then we're going to talk about one way that we're going to represent this data. So there are two types of data. There is qualitative data and quantitative data. Definitions are right here. Qualitative data, which is sometimes called categorical data, consists of labels or non-numeric, so no numbers, um, that can be separated into different categories. So eye color or um, types of animals, things like that. When using qualitative data, things like adding them together or finding a mean do not make sense. All right, and then we have quantitative data, which consists of numbers that represent counts or measurements. So finding the average would make sense, your height, your weight, that sort of thing. Okay, so the first type of questions that you may be asked are to classify data as qualitative or quantitative. So the first one here is prices of used cars. So prices is amounts of money. So this one here would be quantitative because we're going to use numbers to give prices of those cars. Jersey numbers on a basketball team, even though those numbers don't, if you add two jersey numbers together, you're not going to get the jersey number of a person. You don't take averages of them. So that is going to be qualitative. Okay. The lengths of songs played at a concert. Those are numbers that are numerical and they would make sense if you add them together, add two songs together, if you were to average them. So this is going to be quantitative. And zodiac signs of students in your class. So if you're a Scorpio or a Gemini, all of those things, those aren't numbers, those are like categories. So we would say that that is going to be qualitative. Okay, so first type of questions, just classify quantitative or qualitative. Okay, so based on if data is qualitative or quantitative and what the data is, you're going to want to be able to show it in different ways. These are all different ways that we show data. Pictograph, there are pictures, a bar graph here, circle graph. These things are good for like categories here or things that are qualitative. And then other stuff is going to be our quantitative. So quantitative, we have talked about stem and leaf plots. I'm sure you've seen, or sorry, we've talked about box and whisker plots. I'm sure you've seen other types of other sets of these things in your past math life. But we're gonna, in the next couple of days, just zero in on a few of them. So the one we're gonna talk about today is dot plots. So a dot plot shows the number of times each value occurs in a data set. Here's the dot plot. Okay, so what we're going to talk about is how we can find the mean, median, mode, and range of dot plots. So that's what we're focusing on today. So we're going to do an example. Okay, so here we have a dot plot, and this dot plot is telling us the number of brothers and sisters that some amount of people has. So we have two people who have, so we have two people who have 0. Sorry, 1 second. Two people who have 0. We have 3 people who have 1 sibling. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 people who have 2. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We have 3 people who have 3. And we have 2 people who have 4. Okay, our question is asking us to find the mean, median, mode, and range of these values. So the mean, we should remember that to find the mean, we add all of these up and then divide by the number of numbers we have. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. So we have 15. So I'm going to add all of these things up here, and then I'm going to divide by 15. So I do 0 plus 0 plus 1. I'm not going to write all of them out, but I'm going to add all of these together, and then I'm going to divide by 15. All right, and that gives me 2. Okay, our next one is the median. Since I chose to write this data out, I could find the median by crossing the data out here, but I want you to also see that you can just do that same thing on a dot plot. So on a dot plot, I could cross off these 2 lows, these 2 zeros. I can cross off these 2 4s. I could cross off these 3 1s, and I could cross off these 3 3s. And then I can see that the median is going to be a 2. But you also could do that same thing by writing all the numbers out, but you can do it on the dot plot as well. We found the mean, the median, the mode we know is our most common number. So our most common number here is 2. And then we want to find the range. We know the range is high minus low. So when we're talking about high, I'm going to be talking about the highest number of brothers or sisters, which is going to be 4. Minus the low, which is 0 brothers or sisters. So 4 minus 0 is equal to 4. Okay, so your assignment today is going to be looking at dot plots, being able to find the mean, the median, the mode, and the range of a set of data.